Okay, guys and girls, boys and girls, lads and lasses, off for another little Calimoto scoot. This time, I don't know where we're going again. No, I sort of do. We're going out on the A420 out towards Bath, past Easton, and out sort of direction of Bradford-on-Avon, and then down round sort of Trowbridgey way, Peasdown, St John, that sort of direction. I'll post the route. I can't remember what it is, doesn't really matter. I've made a small modification to the helmet. I was trying to work out where to put this microphone. I didn't like the let's just get going, shall we? Let's just stop messing around and just get going, honestly. Well, once all this bloody traffic's cleared. Right, we're on our way. So there was a little chin strap on this helmet. Not a chin strap, talking rubbish. Not a chin strap. I don't know what they call it. He told me what it was called in the shop, and I can't remember what he said it was. It's like a Velcro-y triangle-y bit that goes kind of in the front of the helmet, sort of in front of your chin, and I guess it's there to stop wind blowing up, under your chin. But it just, I'm a bit of a sweaty boy, quite a lot of a sweaty boy actually, and as a result it was getting a little bit, sweaty, and just didn't like it. So, but the thing is, that little triangular piece of stuff, put my visor down a bit, that little triangular piece of stuff I was using there was a little void in front of it, and I said this in the previous video, I was dropping my little Movo microphone into the void, which was kind of convenient, but I decided I really didn't like this little triangular piece of stuff, so I've taken it out, but of course that now means I can't drop the Movo microphone in because there's just a hole, and if I dropped it in, it would just fall out the bottom of the helmet. It'd be non-ideal. So I thought, so there's got the cheek pieces on this helmet, there's cheek pieces and they go all the way around the sides and sort of clip in, and I got a couple of little poppers. So I took the left hand one out, and I thought, well, this is not a hugely expensive helmet, and I'm not going to resell it because I really like it. You can't really resell helmets anyway, in my opinion, so I wouldn't buy a second-hand helmet unless it was from somebody I knew. So anyway, what I did was I took a scalpel, and I cut a little slot in the foam in the side. It's just a cheek piece, so it's only the bit of foam that goes on your cheek. It's not sort of anything to do with the structure of the helmet. And it's only a tiny little slot, about maybe 15 millimeters long, high, by about 25 millimeters deep into the foam. Anyway, so these little microphones are kind of cute, and so what I can do now is I can slot the microphone into the foam, and it's really secure. It ain't falling out, especially once the helmet's on and my cheek's pressing against it. I got no sensation of it being there. So that solved that problem, and I haven't got to worry about that nasty little cheek thing anymore, that chin thing, which was annoying the hell out of me. Right, we're going to go right here at this slightly unpleasant double roundabout, and it is busy. It's Friday night, it's about 5 o'clock. So it's busy, and I'm going to go for it. Right, hang on, Mr. Yellow, you watch me. That was cool, wasn't it? We got a yellow car following a yellow bike, and almost exactly the same colour. How strange is that? Anyway, so I've got the microphone in. What I've done is on the camera again. I know I keep reiterating myself, but. Insta360X3 camera. This time I've got it on a little selfie stick, but not fully extended. The selfie stick's about chin height. I say the lens is about chin height, but on the front of the bike. And what I've done is because this microphone is now very close to my mouth, maybe only about a couple of inches away. I've dialed back it's got an on the Insta360, there's a external microphone sensitivity menu option, which defaults to 0 dB, i.e. no attenuation, no gain. And what I've done is I've dialed that back to, well, it only goes in increments, it goes +3 or -6. So I've gone -6 dB, which is a 4 times reduction in power. Each 3 dB is half power, 3 dB again is another half power, so it's a factor of 4 reduction in power. Because I noticed when I was using it before, even when it was dropped into the little void in the front of the helmet, on my previous video, it was a bit it was clipping a bit. I'm not sure if the clipping was the microphone internal amplifier or whether it was the clipping the front of the camera. I can't be sure. I think it was clipping. Yeah. So anyway, I've dialed it back by 6 dB. So I'm hoping that will mean that my voice isn't quite so. It isn't clipped. Is what I'm trying to get at. So we are currently heading at just 30 miles an hour into Wick, which is kind of well, it's sort of like out of Keynsham, kind of on the way to Bath-ish sort of thing going on there. And also another thing to say about the camera, which is different from the other videos I did, is I'm now shooting in a 360 mode. So it's in its 360 degree mode, 5.7K, 30 frames a second, which is the highest resolution and frame rate it will do in the X3 will do in 360 mode. You'd have to get the X4. I think there's an X5 now that do 8K. But to be honest, the video I get from it is I'm really happy with the video I get from it, and it's already generating absolutely enormous file sizes. I mean, the files are huge, so the prospect of shooting 8K video, I mean, it'd just be absolutely enormous. So I think 5.7K 30 frames a second is kind of gives me good enough quality and at file sizes which are sort of manageable. What I tend to do is once I've actually generated the video, once I've created my video, as in, you know, edited it and put my transitions and all the other bits and bobs on, any text and maybe some music overlay or whatever. Once I've done all that and got the video, I don't tend to keep the source files. I'm never going to go back and re-edit them. I mean, these are just little fun rides. It depends. I mean, if I was obviously at a wedding or shooting maybe a birthday party or something personal or special, then I might consider keeping the source. But for these little fun rides, I don't bother. It's just another load of data, just another load of storage I don't need. So once I've done the video and I've got my MP4 and I've uploaded it to YouTube, then I just tend to, that was a bit naughty, I just tend to delete the source. Right, across this road, fella my lad. Okay, so we're now heading up towards Lansdowne now. So this will take us past the Tracy Park golf course. So I did vaguely look. I went on a scoot last night with my daughter Ava. It didn't quite go to plan, bless her. It was again generated by Calimoto, and it was for my scooter or a motorbike. It was a perfect route. You know, it was lovely. Well, I said twisty roads. We got a mixture of fast and twisty roads. We got a bit of A420, which is a 50-60 mile an hour road, and we got but the twisty roads were a little bit too much for her, I think. Where there was a lot of traffic, and she's quite a new driver. She's only been driving since last September, so not even a year yet. And I think it just got a little bit on top of her. There were so many cars, and then she was on the main road, and there was some moron in a hot hatch right up her ass. She was doing 50 miles an hour, but that obviously wasn't fast enough for Mr. Small Penis. And he was following, like literally tailgating her for quite a long time, which freaked her out a little bit. And then he overtook her really close as well. You know, typical thing, you know, little hot hatch, stupid exhaust. So I can't say anything, I've got a stupid exhaust on this, but... And then he went past me with hardly any room to spare, just a knob basically. Anyway, it freaked her out a bit, and then we got on the little country lanes and it freaked her out a bit more, so we, it didn't go to plan. So I pulled over about halfway around the route, and she was a bit upset, and can't have that. So I said, well, okay, you lead now, because I was leading. You lead, and just hit go home on the sat nav, and just take the fastest route. Let's forget all the. We'll just go home. So she was kind of okay then. You know, she kind of settled down a little bit. But yeah, it didn't quite go to plan. So I need to remember. We call them drive scoots, obviously, because she's driving and I'm scooting. The name's clues in the name. So I think when we do it again, if she wants to ever do it again, we will have to. I'll have to pick a route, maybe a manual route or a not quite so twisty route with slightly more sympathetic roads for cars. So I wouldn't have enjoyed the roads we went on if I was in a car either. So yeah, there we go. I'll tell you what I didn't do before I came out, which was a bit naughty. I didn't check my tyre pressure, which I always do, but I didn't. My rear tyre does tend to lose pressure slightly. It's supposed to be about 30 psi. It's probably around about 27, 26, 28, something like that. It probably won't. It'll be fine, but I should have checked it. I might pull over at some point and just give it a quick check. I don't like driving on a not fully inflated tyre. It's just stupid. Right, so we're up on Lansdowne now. So this is heading out towards Bath Racecourse, which will be up here on the right at some point. In 0.7 miles, I've got to hang a left. Oh, that's interesting. So I won't get as far as Bath Racecourse, I doubt. So it's very pretty up here, as you can see. It tends to get quite windy. So it'll be interesting to see what the wind noise is like now I've removed that chin guard thing. Because the wind, I guess, will be whipping up through the bottom of the helmet, whereas before it was probably blocked. So I'm guessing I'm going to get a bit more wind noise. But my mouth is so close to this microphone, I can't believe that you won't be able to hear me. So 0.2 of a mile. Again, using the Beeline and Moto 2 satellite navigation system. In a minute, coming up on this junction a little bit on the smartish side. Ooh, bit quick, Dave, bit quick. Right, okay. And as usual, we're going down the little country lanes. So yeah, as I said, Calimoto, excellent app. Just buy it, don't mess about. And route exported, I think I've picked a 45 mile route, which on these roads is going to take me a while. 45 mile round route, and then, but I like to use my Beeline satellite nav because I've got the Moto 2, which is really excellent. Really I can't fault it. It's just can't find a fault with it really. Its battery life is excellent. The display is incredibly clear and informative, even though it's very small. They've done a splendid job. I never had the Moto 1, so I can't comment on that. Well, that was a large insect. It was a dragonfly. It took my arm off. I can't comment on the Moto 1, but certainly on the Moto 2, it's pretty much faultless in my opinion. So what I did, but the only problem, not problem, I want to generate the routes using Calimoto. God Almighty, where is it taking me? Calimoto. It did say twisty. So it generates me a nice route, and then I simply, it's literally a 1 second job or a 2 second job. I just export from Calimoto on my phone into a phone directory I've called Calimoto GPX. It's GPX, isn't it? Yeah, GPX. And then I simply open my Beeline app, say, right, I'm going to start a new ride. Goes, right, you are. And then I just import the GPX file from my phone, and it remembers where I got it. Remembers where I got the last GPX file from, so I don't even have to hunt around on the phone. It just finds it, just there. Rather, I don't even have to find it. Just import it, and it's that simple. And then just go ride, and then off we go. So it's kind of cool. And then what I then normally do is I save the ride. Well, the name of the ride will come from Calimoto, and I just save it on Beeline with the same name. So that way I don't have to go through the process again. If I want to go on the same ride again, I just go straight to Beeline, and I'm beginning to get quite a list of rides now. It's getting, I'm going to have to start thinning the herd. I'm going quite slowly down here because it probably doesn't look steep on the camera, but it bloody well is. It's steep, and it's also quite a lot of gravel and grit on the road. It's a very small road on my little scoot, which happens to, which not mentioned, is the ever popular Vespa GTS 300. It's getting a bit narrow. I hope this isn't going to be like this all the way. I think I know where this pops out. I've been down this road before. Try not to hang on the brakes too much. Oh, gravelly. Right, I'm going to stop the video a minute. Hang on. Well, that was certainly a very narrow little road. I decided to turn the camera off for the latter part of that road because it was so narrow and windy. And quite a lot of sort of surface debris, gravel and twigs and bits of branch, and it was fine. I suppose it's all part of the experience, isn't it? If you're going to generate random routes, then you've got to, and you tell it to do windy random routes, then sometimes you're going to get something which is a little bit, a little bit unsuitable. And that was, I'm very glad I didn't take my daughter Ava down that one in the car. I think she might not have spoken to me for a week if I'd pulled that manoeuvre on her. So, here we go. We're in Lower Swainswick now. I think you'll find 30 mile an hour limit. 30 mile an hour, this is what I'm doing. Probably looks a bit quicker on the camera, I'm guessing. No traffic around at all. It's very quiet tonight. Well, around these neck of the woods anyway. So, that's quite good. Haven't got to worry too much about... there was a lot of traffic last night, Thursday night. We went out a bit... Well, I suppose we went out a bit later. I don't know whether we're going to... Whether we quite hit rush hour, or whether on a Friday everybody's knocked off work early. It's difficult to tell. When I say I left about just after 5 o'clock. So, here we go. So, it's very pretty. Well, this is outskirts of Bath. So, It's very nice. 20 mile an hour speed limit. I've got a little bit on the quick side here, to be fair. I'm hungry. It's not a good way. So I've done 9.4 miles so far of what should be a 45 mile trip. I'm sort of getting used to... that's what he's got his hazards on for, I'm not quite sure. I'm sort of getting used to talking and scooting at the same time. Right, here we go, red light. Okay, guys and gals, so just to the left there, now we're now on the A363 on our way to Bradford-on-Avon, which is, yeah, I remember that from the, gotta go straight on here. This is just coming out of Bath now. Be a little bit careful on this roundabout. I guess I'm local traffic. I guess I'm going through Bath Easton. Where's Knob Chop's gone? Right. Okay, well that was correct anyway. So we're heading into Bath Easton on the local traffic. Don't normally come this way. If I'm going to come this way in the car, I would go down the bypass, which was off to the right on that roundabout, but to minimise the amount of, this is local traffic to Bath Easton, but it's brought me through here because it's nice. If not like everywhere in the southwest, shocking roads. Yeah, it's a bit of a log jam up here, so I'll pause the video and then I'll come back in a second. Right, so we're out of that chaos. It was people trying to turn, people turning right to go across the, there's a bridge that takes you out of Bath Easton, and it's one way. Well, no, it's not one way. You can only get one car over it. You can't, it's sort of light controlled, I think. I can't remember. I've been over it for years. I avoid it like the plague. Even on a bike, you wouldn't want to do it. So, yeah, and it's all queued back up onto the main road here. So there's everybody trying to turn right on that little roundabout back there. And of course, they couldn't go anywhere because the bridge was all snarled up. Not really ideal, that bridge, but there we go. So now we're coming into, this is Bath Easton. So I've turned the video camera back on because it's quite pretty down here. I used to have friends that live down here. They've moved now, they live in Bradford-on-Avon. There we go, so we're just hooning around this roundabout. Also didn't add fuel tonight because I'm going to the Calm Bike Festival tomorrow with my mate Dave, his brother Fraze, and a guy called Mike, who I don't know. Yeah, the plan is head up, meet David, he lives in Marshfield. So head up tomorrow, get up to Dave's for 10 o'clock AM, obviously. And then head to Caen to the Bike Fest for a little bit. Sort of probably get there about lunch. I think we're planning on leaving Dave's about 11. We were going to go earlier, but hang on a minute. We were going to go earlier, but I quite want to go on. There's a ride out. There's a ride out from the festival, from the Calm Bike Festival. It's at I think it's 4:45 or 4:30, 4:45. So, and it's quite a long ride out. It's about 35 miles. And there's apparently going to be a huge. I've never been to this Calm Bike Festival before, but apparently there's a lot of bikes, and the weather's going to be like this tomorrow, really nice. So it's going to be packed. So there's be a lot of people on the ride out. It sounds like a lot of fun, but we didn't really want to go. I mean, basically, there'll be lots of bikes to look at and food to eat, and there's bands on. So it'll be a nice day, but we didn't really want to go from like 9 in the morning till 4:45. I mean, I'm not so bad because I'm going to put my carry bag on the back of the bike, so with a change of clothes. So when I get to the bike festival, I can take all my riding trousers, my riding boots, my jacket, gloves, helmet, everything off, and change into just shorts and a t-shirt and normal shoes. The poor people of Calm might have to put up with me flashing my boxer shorts at them at some point, but I'm sure they'll be fine. So here we go, we're going down here, it's nice, this is. I might stop in a minute and just check that rear tyre pressure. It feels fine, but I'm fairly sure it's not 30 psi. Carrying a bed. Wow, that was a large. I'll tell you one thing. I'm very pleased now. My first helmet I bought didn't have a full face visor, which is completely open face, and I'm bloody glad I've got a helmet with a visor now, because if that whatever it was just it hit me in the face instead of hit my visor, and it hit me in the eye, I would have been down at A&E, I think. So 3 miles down here, and a right-hand turn. It's very pretty, as you can see. It's one of my favourite roads. This, I really like this road. It's really nice on the scoot. Oh, it's another scoot. Oh, it's a delivery driver. There's a surprise. It's quite warm today. It's about when I left it was about 26 degrees Celsius. So, that was bumpy. So I've donned the Knox Urban, which is in these temperatures is an absolute joy to ride in, because all the wind just it's not cold, but the wind just sort of percolates through it, and it's just a really comfortable, lovely jacket for this sort of temperature. I'm going to pull in here. I'm going to pull in here and check my tyre pressure. I'm just kind of, a bit paranoid. So I'll be back in a minute once I've checked it. Cheers. Okay, ladies and gents. Okay, I just pulled over there to check my tyre pressure on the rear tyre, and it was fine. 30.5 psi, so it was absolutely fine. Nothing to do. But I just like to check. When you've only got 2 wheels and not much of the wheels in contact with the road, not fairly obviously, tyre pressure is quite important. I mean, it's not so bad in a car. You've got 4 wheels and they're big and they're wide. Little scooter wheels, 12-inch scooter wheels. And you haven't got a lot of margin for error if you're driving around on underinflated or overinflated tyres. So anyway, always best to check. I always check them before I leave. I never ride anywhere without checking the tyre pressure. It only takes a second. It's just not worth the risk. So it's still on the Trowbridge, Bradford on Avon Road. Okay, so yeah, there's always traffic getting into Bradford on Avon. It's not really designed for cars, to be perfectly honest with you. It's very pretty, but it's always absolutely chock-a-block. It's just a nightmare to get in and out of, and there's nowhere to park. Well, there is quite a big car park, but it's such a popular place because you can see how pretty it is. it's you know, on a day like this or on a weekend like this or a bank holiday weekend, forget it. Just, you know, I don't know whether you can get a bus. Must be to get a bus. Maybe you can get a bus from Bath. Public transport system sucks in the UK, so yeah, there's a roundabout down here. Which way does it want me? Oh, it wants me to go right down here, so it'll take us across the river, which is pretty. Some nice restaurants. I mean, I like it. It's a bit like a little mini Bath, you know, sort of thing going on. Probably get hung, drawn, and quartered for saying that, but I don't care. Yeah, so we're hanging a right at this little roundabout. We should free up a bit in a minute once we get over here. Come on. All right, fella, my lad, go on then. Okay. So we're going to go over the river. I don't think you're going to be able to see it over the wall, but my camera's not high enough. Feel slightly guilty about the racket my bike's making. Such a pretty place, and I'm driving through it sounding like a Sherman tank. Right. Oh, it's a shame we couldn't have just cruised all the way through it, but unfortunately that is the nature of the traffic. Right, it's not very big. Blink and you miss it. I ought to stop and get some food, really, because I'm bloody starving. There's a fish and chip shop there. Ooh, I could murder a little bag of chips. Well, I'm supposed to be having my dinner with my daughter Ava when I get back. I'm not sure what we're going to have. She said about doing some fish. She's been working on her Formula 1 journal all day. She's a bit mad for Formula 1. There's a Formula 1 on this weekend. I don't know which one it is. I lose track. So, my helmet visor down. That's why it's whistling. It's the only trouble with this helmet. Well, it's the only minor fault I've got with it is, oh God, who the hell's it by again? Oh dear. Frank Thomas helmet. It's really nice, really comfy, and it wasn't expensive. The only minor problem, and maybe it's just the particular one I've got, if the visor's up, it whistles quite loud, quite a pronounced whistle when you're riding. The wind's obviously just catching the visor in such a way it turns it into a flute. It's with the visor, even if the visor down slightly or partially down. At the moment, I've got it about 1-2 clicks from fully closed, and yeah, no problem at all. But if you've got it fully open, it whistles. But as I don't generally ride with it fully open anyway. I mean, I had it open there because I stopped, and it's just letting a bit more fresh air into the helmet because it's hot today. But yeah, normally I wouldn't ride with it open, especially in this weather because there's so many insects. You know, you get caught in the face or the eye, or especially as I see it, I'm whittering on, talking. There's a fairly good chance I'm going to get a mouthful of wasp. So. Okay, we've taken another little change of direction, so we're now on the way to road, which is one direction on this road, and Froome is the other. So yeah, we're on the way to road, which is I can picture this from looking at the map, which amazes me, to be honest. So it's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit down here, and I'm doing just under 30. To be honest, I couldn't go much faster down here, especially with little bridges like this. Oh, this is pretty, isn't it? Wow, this is really cute. This is really nice. Oh, family, don't kill anybody. It's a beautiful evening. It's cooled off a little bit, I wager. Got the sun in my face, but I think that's not going to be for too long because obviously I'm doing a circular route, so and I'm heading kind of heading westish at the moment. It's got the sun in my face, so but I imagine I'll be heading more south soon. It tends to generate the routes. I'm fairly sure when I've used so far with the routes Calimoto's generate, it tends to by default generate them in a clockwise. So if you do a circular route, which is what I'm generally doing, it generates them clockwise from start to finish. But you can reverse it. Obviously, you just hit the reverse button and it'll flip it the other way around. But by default, it seems to generate them clockwise. A bit of a wiggly bit coming on here. It's not a turning, it's just a tight bend, and then another one. And then a junction. So to be a bit careful coming around there. Right. Nobody do nothing stupid. So it happens to be the fast road now. We're on the A36 to Limpley, Stoke, Clapperton and Bathampton. So I'll stop the recording because it's going to be a bit noisy, I'd imagine. So this is very pretty down here. So I've started the camera again. I'd stopped recording before because I was sort of kind of going into the sun all the time. And it was... this is very nice. No idea where we are. I don't know. I've sort of lost track. To be honest, I've sort of keep repeating myself, I guess. I don't really care where I am. I don't know, and I don't care. It's just really, not having to think about where I'm going makes it a lot more enjoyable. I can just concentrate on the riding and the countryside and the road and the nice bits rather than having to keep worrying about, where I'm supposed to be going. I just don't take any notice of it. I don't even look at the road signs. Obviously, look at the signs, speed limits and one ways and all that sort of malarkey, but I don't look at the directions. I don't really care. I say it's these are all the roads I'm being taken on since I've been using these circular routes. I am absolutely sure that I've never been on any of these roads before. There's a guy following me on a bike. I don't know whether he's going somewhere. Well, I guess he's going somewhere, but I mean, I don't know whether he's just on a ride and he's just picked a similar route. I don't know, but he's been following me for quite some time. Oh, big hole. That's the first big pothole I've come across. You've got to have your wits about you on these roads, because they say it's picked in windy roads and they are bloody windy. And they say I don't have a lot of experience, so I have to be a bit careful what I'm doing, really. I'm still a bit nervous in corners. I have to, I don't want to run out of road and end up like on the other side of the road just as something's coming the other way. And similarly, I don't want to end up in the hedge. So I'm a little bit nervous. And obviously, this is a scooter, and therefore, probably not the best in the corners. I don't know. I've never ridden anything else, so I couldn't say. But everybody I've spoken to, and what I've read, says these scooters are a little bit unforgiving in the corners, probably because you've got such small wheels, horse. This is very pretty. Norton. There's loads of pubs I'm passing. I ought to loads of pubs I never ever heard of. I don't know how good this is going to look on the camera because it's we're now riding directly into the sun. I don't know how good a job it's making of exposure control. Find out when I get home, I suppose. Still got the other rider behind me. Maybe he just thinks this guy's following a sat-nav with a Insta360 camera. He's probably going on a fun ride. I'll just follow him. Maybe. I don't know. He hasn't pulled up next to me or anything in a weird sort of biker way. Like 30 mile an hour limit, and I'm doing much quicker than that, so I just slowed down. Just don't know where the hell I am, I really don't know. Like max speed 20, or no, 20 on the bend, 30 generally speaking. I think I've gone wrong. This is super pretty down here. I had gone wrong again. Talking and not paying attention to the sat-nav. That's twice I've done that. I don't seem to be able to ride anywhere without going wrong. I can't hear the sat-nav bleeping. That's the trouble with this full-face helmet. It fits so well, covering my ears. I can't hear the bleeps it's making. The little bleeps from the sat-nav. I used to be able to hear them, and I kind of still haven't got used to the fact that I can't hear them. So it bleeps just before, and then you need to do a turn. And because I'm talking and concentrating on riding, I quite often miss the turns. It's not the fault of the sat-nav, it's just my incompetence. Still, it makes for fun. I mean, so I have to go about another mile and then turn around. It's not the end of the bloody world, is it? And I'm also starving hungry, which means it makes it a little bit tricky to concentrate. Don't know where we are now, but that's nothing unusual. So here we go. So we're heading down into Bath now. So we're sort of completing the loop, and it's very nice. It's turned into an absolutely splendid evening, I have to say. Perfect riding weather. Shame I'm going to have to clean the bike all over again before I go to the bike fest tomorrow, so I bet it's all covered in flies. I spent 40 minutes cleaning it, and then just thinking, I'm going to go to the Calm Bike Fest tomorrow. And then after cleaning it, and decided to go out riding. So yeah, it's probably going to need I just need a quick wipe, I guess. Well, that was a very enjoyable ride, I must say. Riding right into the sun again. I've just tried my internal visor out for the first time on the Frank Thomas helmet, and it's rather effective and doesn't foul my glasses, as in spectacles. So we're just on the Kelston Road now, so into the sun, so I don't know how well the camera's going to do. There's shady bits and sunny bits. It's about what time is it now? About 5 to 7 p.m. Down the Kelston Road, down the Kelston Road. go, that's the temporary traffic lights out of the way, back on the road. This is also a very nice road for riding. Some nice little villages. Road surface ain't great, but that's Bath and Bristol for you.